Look at that. Oh, the terror, the cat terror. This is like a fluffy cucumber to this kitty. Hello friends, this is Cold Run. Welcome back to a blind playthrough of the Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail expansion, where I'm talking to you from the future because I forgot to record this intro, but this is going to be continuing the main story quest in Urqopacha with the Feet of Gold. Hope you enjoy. Wuk Lamat, a premium deal. Wuk Lamat has her eye on a jug of premium mezcal. Before we go, let me give you the mate leaves. I don't need to risk proving Erenville's point. You do have a very me-like habit of losing everything. Ready then? Our next stop is the mezcal distillery. I'm already used to that music. What's the weather here? Oh, wind. I thought it looked something special. I was wrong. Mablu. We'll want to speak with a man by the name of Gobli. Even among his fellow distillers, he's regarded as a master of the craft. He knows the value of his product, so if we're to convince him to trade for twice what the leaves are worth, we're going to need targeted information. That means asking around and taking in the gossip. If you could talk to people here in the distillery, Kakushu, perhaps Wuk Lamat could do the same at the village entrance. Meanwhile, I'll head to the north side and learn what I can. Roplu. There's not much I can say about Gobli, but I can tell you what Gobli's been saying. The other day, he was muttering about monsters prowling around Agave Jaws. That's the field where they gather ingredients for the mezcal. Their presence has made it harder to procure said ingredients and thus driven up the price of his product. A boon, some might argue, but it's hard to celebrate when it affects the work as it does. Can't really bring joy to people if you can't keep making the thing they love. I love that that's a core element of their sense of trade. Like, there's something kind of wonderful in that. Babilja. Me, I'm a chef from Tulikolal. I often come here to buy Gobli's mezcal, the finest in Teral according to my customers. He always brings out a jug during our dealings, but I can't handle the stuff too well myself. I take small sips, not wanting to be impolite, you understand, but still end up so addled as to agree to whatever price he quotes me. It'd be nice to have less potent refreshments during conversations. Else I might have to seriously reconsider our arrangements. That is unfortunate. Yeah, I know that's a huge thing in Japan, like drinking and mixing drinking and business. In US too, I think, but not remotely to the same degree tied in the culture. Like not even close from what I understand. Tuvli. Gobli may be a deft hand at distilling, but he's got no sense when it comes to appearances. Rumor has it he's been invited to the palace for business negotiations. If he presents himself to court wearing the usual rumpled attire, though, he'll be laughed at as sun perch. So he needs to spiff up a little bit. I think there's a lot we can work with here. Mablu. So what did you find out? Oh, we can make use of all those tidbits. Deal's as good as sealed. As for me, I found out where Gobli's working. There's a millstone at the top of the slope behind the distillery. Go on ahead. I'll bring Wuk Lamat. Millstone's where they grind wheat, if I remember right. That's where wheat is grinded, it probably. And it's where decks are grinded to their emptiness. Gobli. You have business with me, madam. Why don't we talk down below so as not to distract the alpaca from his work? The alpaca has one of those horse things. But this is, I guess, to run a windmill. Do they have windmills, like, run by oxen? And maybe even alpacas? Is that a thing? That's kind of odd. I guess it's not a windmill at that point. It's just a millstone. Gobli, what's this about? Keep it brief if you would, I'm a busy man. Wuk. We're in the market for a 3-year-old jug of premium mezcal. Assuming you have any on hand, that is. Ah, an excellent choice. I must warn you, though, it does not come cheap. We don't have Pel, but we can offer you a sack of mate leaves in exchange. That's top-grade stuff, like the mezcal. No deal. Mate leaves are well and good, but I don't got any use for them. That's a blow. But not for what's-her-face over here. No deal, just like that? Still, I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. Why don't we sit and chat away a while over a cup of mezcal? Be careful, because I feel like if Wuk Lamat does this, she's going to end up buying, like just buying a million things from this guy that she doesn't need. Mablu. Okay, no, this is just the bargaining table. Now the real bargaining begins. Which of our cards do you want to play first? I mean, the Hubigo's chef's distaste for strong drink is... I think that's the most relevant, because we could bring that up pretty seamlessly to, given this conversation right now. Like, because we're just talking about, he invited us for a drink, we can segue into this. I appreciate your hospitality, but I'm afraid I can't hold my drink. I've heard that one of your regular customers, a Hubigo chef, is the same. Seeing as not everyone can enjoy mezcal, I wonder if you might benefit from having other refreshments to offer. Something like mate tea, for instance, and brewed from the finest leaves, of course. Get peddled. Get absolutely peddled, my friend. Oh, you're right, absolutely right. I had noticed a growing reluctance on the part of my Hubigo friend, but I did not realize I myself was to blame. I must endeavor to be a better host. Still, even with that added value in mind, no sack of leaves is worth the mezcal you're after. Should we offer to cull the monsters causing them trouble? Not yet. We'll keep that card up our sleeve until we need it. That smile, that Pelupelu smile. Again, it's wily, but I appreciate that they're not little turds the way that the Namazu are. Mablu, as you expect you're aware, the rite of succession is currently taking place. That's why the third promise has graced us with her presence. When the contest is decided, the subsequent ascension ceremony and banquet will be a prestigious affair. If your mezcal were to be served there, it would bring your distillery immeasurable fame. Wait, could it be that your rumored invitation to the palace is to discuss that very possibility? As a matter of fact, it is, yes. I must admit I'm still reeling from the abruptness of it all. It'd be a great opportunity and honor if I could secure the deal. Well, I should think your exceptional mezcal would speak for itself. That said, there's no such thing as being too prepared, and first impressions last. You'll want to be wearing your very best when you walk into Volok Shunsa. It would be a shame to miss the chance of a lifetime simply for want of proper garments. That's right, you look... I mean, frankly, you look exactly like everyone else, but... we'll assume you look shabby. That it would. Are you saying you have garments to offer? Something ideal for court? We have no garments on hand, I'm afraid, but we can provide you with the next best thing. Introduction to a weaver. His name is Bal Nok, and his works are highly regarded in Tulihyolal. She's like pouncing on this. Look how excited she is. Not Wuk. Mablu. As a supporter of Wuk Lamat and keen observer of palace politics, he will doubtless be happy to guide you in the selection of an outfit to fit this golden occasion. It's certainly a tempting proposal, and one of which I should like to take full advantage, but the scales still aren't quite balancing. Now you play the fetch quest card, the kill quest. Say, weren't there monsters running amok in Agave Jaws? That's a problem we could easily solve for you. Gobly, truly, I would be most grateful for your immediate assistance. I was resigned to hiring sellswords to clear them out. Alright, well, Factoring in the saved expense and an introduction to a trusted weaver, this is shaping up to be a sound bargain. All right, you have a deal. Yes, I knew you'd come around. Give us a moment. Kakushu and I will take care of those prowling nuisances. In the meantime, so Mablu. In the meantime, I'll use the time to. In the meantime, I'll use the time. I don't think you need. I'll use the time. I think it just in the meantime works there. I don't know why I'm editing on the fly. Just habit. Dependent introductory letter to Balnock. The fields you're looking for are just north of Wachinpelo. Be safe. We got this. We were born for kill quests. Look at this. I love the mountain road, the mountain views. Oh, this is gorgeous. The snow kind of softly falling through the air, a light flurry. That should be Agave Jaws just over there. This will go faster if we split up. Come find me once you've finished clearing out your share of the pests. Just look at this friggin' place. Astounding. A prickly barb mole. What are you? You're like, oh, you're kind of cute. Your nose looks like bouncy. Yeah, just look at this thing. Doesn't it look kind of cute? Has like a bouncy, like porpoise, or not porpoise. Beluga. It's like kind of a beluga whale nose. Very squishy. Or I guess beluga whales, their noses aren't squishy, it's their foreheads. Oh, she's got a whole... Yeah, she's got corpses. She's got her own set of corpses here. Compared to the creatures I hunted with Papa, this was no challenge at all. Come on, let's head back to the distillery. Alright, let's do this. Monsters were no trouble for you, it seems. Now, if I could just have those sack of leaves... Yes. Top grade mate leaves. Enjoy. By enjoy, I mean... Enjoy. You know what? She should enjoy the trade. The trade itself is joy for her. Thank you for looking after our precious trading goods. Your monster problem has been resolved, Master Gobli. Here are the mate leaves and a written introduction to Balnock, as agreed. And the deal is done. Here, your jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years. Accept it with my compliments. Yes, we finally have the mezcal. Great work, especially you, Mablu. Mablu's shaping up to be the Minister of Trade in the new Wuk Lamat administration. You were the one that inspired me to come this far, Third Promise, but let's not celebrate until we have the saddle in hand. That's right, if he really is... I don't think he's going to go back on this deal. Mablu, is it? Drive a hard bargain, young peddler. I look forward to doing business with you in the future. It's that last part that she's probably happy about too. Because it's not just that you drive a hard bargain. That's, again, this is the Pelupelu thing. It's not you drive a hard bargain and therefore, you know, I wouldn't want to see your face across the negotiating table next time. It's I'm excited to deal with you again. This is an expression of joy. Traders of happiness, they say. Thank you, but truth be told, I'm just a ranch hand for now. Should I ever become a proper merchant, though, I'll be back to strike more deals with you. Do we get the final deal completed thing? Yes, excellent trade. 5,000 Pel into 10,000. Success! You traded a 5,000 Pel sack of top-grade mate leaves for a 10,000 Pel jug of premium mezcal. Wuk Lamat in the saddle. Wuk Lamat's ready to... Wait, do I have the saddle? She probably has the saddle, right? Yeah. Ready to turn to Havli. Oh, right, because we don't have the saddle yet. I just took a quick break to play with my cat. Even at the palace, I don't think I've held a 10,000 Pel jug of anything before. My hands won't stop shaking. Here, you better hold on to it until we get to the saddle maker. Thank you. It's for the best. Mablu. Can you imagine if we dropped it and had to start all over again? Don't even speak that into the ether. Three-year premium mezcal. A high-quality jug of mezcal you received in trade for premium mate leaves, an introductory letter, and the swift culling of hostile pests. 10 pel in the thousands column. The trade we've been working for. Whew, still in one piece. Right, time to make our deal. Wuk Lamat. Get your tools ready, saddler. We've brought your precious mezcal. Deal's a deal. Wait, you got your hands on a jug, but you had nothing, a few measly clumps of wool. What we had was an aspiring trader with a gift for negotiation. Oh, you don't need to be bashful. You know you're good. Is this gonna? I wonder if this is gonna change your. No, so it doesn't. Okay, yeah. So I was wondering how far they're gonna go here. Like, are they gonna make Havli change his tune? But no. Although it's sooner aid no claimant but Zor Al-Jah, I can't go against the guiding principles of the Pelupelu. The trade's a fair one. I will craft your saddle, third promise. Great! Stay and wait if you like. I have all the requisite materials, so this won't take long. He's not happy about it, but he's doing it, and there wasn't even a remote question about that. Your commission's ready. Catching a wild alpaca is never a simple affair, but you'll have an easier time of it with one of my saddles. It feels like Zor Al-Jah might have already caught it, like, a while ago, but it's not a race. I don't believe it's a race anyway. Havli, now, if you don't mind, I have other work that needs finishing. I can taste that smooth mezcal already. And he got something really good out of the deal. We did it! The saddle is ours! I love her getting how excited she can get. And to think we started out with only 100 pel basket of alpaca wool. Mablu, you are going to be an incredible merchant. Thanks. It makes me so glad to hear you say that, third promise. Well, we got what we came for, so let's return to the ranch. The others will be waiting. Feat accomplished. We got the taming saddle. Success. You traded a 10,000 pel jug of premium mezcal for a taming saddle. I like that little. Was that a pan flute? I'm sure there's classifications, but that felt like that sort of like South American woodwind, some version of it. Poor Alize. I made the mistake of startling one and caught a glob of spittle for my trouble. Yeah, that's rough. You've acquired the saddle, then? Yes, and thanks in no small part to Mablu. Mablu, before you rush off to catch an alpaca, though, let me teach you how to saddle one. I'll bring out one of our wild-born friends so you can practice. Because this is all her, unless maybe I'm gonna roleplay as her, like, you know, where you play as the character to do the thing, like get her actions and her abilities. This would be a good time for that. I know, this is something I need to learn. I gotta face your woolly, smiling fears. Look at that! Oh, the terror, the cat terror. This is like a fluffy cucumber to this kitty. Great sunken gods, I did it! Great sunken gods? Oh, the sunken god beneath the sea. Okay, yeah. He hardly seemed bothered, much less inclined to spit, as if he was completely accepting of Wuk Lamat's touch. Was that not really a wild alpaca? That is because of the singular scent with which the saddle has been coated. Alpacas find it very soothing. Good. Okay, so it was about the saddle. Look at its little face. You know, I've never taken a good long look at one of you before, but you're actually kind of cute. Darn straight. You're only now noticing that? Yeah, look, its little ears are wiggling. Zoral Ja, he's back. With the shining golden alpaca from the heavens. Having done exactly what he set out to do. The alpaca he brought, it's just me, or is it glowing? I have heard tales of such a beast. They say that the golden alpaca lives a solitary existence deep in the valley where it shuns the company of both man and its own kind. Again, they're coming up with a good solution the way Kona did back in... What's it called? Back in the other city whose name... The other area whose region I can't remember the name of. But he didn't have to interact with the town to do it. He didn't have to, like, express the core of its culture the way that she's about to, or the way that she has through the trading. That has to be points in her favor. How did he manage to snare a prize like that? Zoral Ja. A beast knows its betters. Faced with overwhelming strength, it will yield rather than risk great death. An apt illustration of how greatly the power of the first promise exceeds yours, Wuk Lamat. He's got more power, but, like, you're not adhering to the principles of trade. You're not expressing your understanding of the people. Strength alone won't win our father's throne. That's what I'm saying. I'll be the one to find the Golden City, and then Toral can remain at peace. I don't know what kind of voice he has. An everlasting desire for peace can only be forged in the fires of war. To unite as one, the people must be taught. They must suffer the horror and the hopelessness firsthand. If your candidate for office says that his plan involves you as a people suffering the horror and the hopelessness firsthand, I feel like you should vote for someone else. Exhaustion from prolonged conflict, the wages of war's merciless nature. These are what moved the clans to join in the founding of Tuliolal all those years ago. Consider the younger generation of this village. Since birth, they have basked in unbroken harmony, and behold, they regard war not as tragedy but opportunity. I see what you're saying, that people have grown too detached from it to understand what it actually means, but that sounds like a candidate of peace talking, isn't it? Thus does the resilient son seek to provide education. He offers much-needed lessons in the realities of conquest, and a renewed appreciation for peacetime. Like, that in itself, if your goal is increased appreciation for peacetime, fine, I think it's a great goal. But there's a question of what the cost you should pay for that reward is. That in itself is not the kind of reward you go to war for. Tis true that war's misery breeds a longing for peace. But I have seen... Yeah, this is... the people of Eorzea, I don't know about these people, but the people of Eorzea have had plenty of their fill of this sort of thing. Even if he's not the king, he doesn't want to be the Dawn Servant of Eorzea, so I get that, but still. But I have seen with my own eyes what becomes of an empire forged through the violence you propose, the rebellions it spawns, and the ruins it leaves behind. The Garlean Empire was a congregation of simpletons. It was long-lasting and pretty strong. The oppressed fought back against their oppressors as well they should. Men are not beasts. Only a fool would seek to rule over all with the threat of force alone. This is why Galul-Ja did not elevate the Mamul-Ja. Oh, Galul-Ja. Why he treated all clans with equal respect. Good, I agree. However, I'm not racist, but the first promise has his gaze fixed upon more distant horizons. He would unite not only Tula-Yolal, but the star in its entirety. We've been down this road before. We've seen a bunch of people. That was what the person who became Anima, the Emperor, was all about. That was his main thing. Like, this isn't new. What? Why? Yeah, why? I need not explain myself to you. Tobli. Oh, well done. Well done indeed. The first promise has completed the feat of gold with an appropriately golden flourish. May I present to you your much-deserved keystone. There is a race, though, I guess, to this. It's not just about, like, the keystone will be given to whoever beats it, but you still have to get to the Golden City first. Like, if he won everything in the next 5 minutes and we took months, he'd reach the Golden City and become Dawn Servant. So there is a race to this. He's always been like that, never sharing his innermost thoughts with me or even Kona. It's like we're not even family. Yeah, there's no hint of family from him. Wuk. I'll ponder Zoral-Ja and his mysteries later. Right now I need to think about finishing the feat of gold. I have my saddle. I've practiced how to use it. So lead on to where the wild alpacas roam. The Valley of Urqopacha is northwest of here. Come everyone. Even if we can't enter ourselves, we can see Wuk Lamat off on her hunt. Here we are, just past the coffee grounds, the wonderfully named coffee grounds. See the aetheryte in the distance? Let's cheer on Wuk Lamat. You can do this. You got this. Some cheer. Very energetic of Kukushu, we'll say.
Thanks. I'll need it. Truth be told, still not sure about alpacas. I'd rather not go near one if I can help it. But if I'm to rule this nation, then I'll need to learn how to live with them. Tural is their home too.
Again, that's the thing that's going to separate her in the end. It's got to be. It's the thing that separates her right now, regardless of where the story goes.
So, shall we head back to the ranch, or...?
No, you wait for her.
I'm staying here.
As will I. Wuk Lamat is alone in this. The least we can do is stand watch and await her return.
Yeah, I don't think this is the sort of thing that's going to take days or even like 10, I don't think it's going to take a half day or anything like that.
It may be a while yet.
Oh.
Help me pitch the tent.
Maybe it will be a while. Excuse me. Campfire.
Trust a gleaner to come prepared for anything.
What's a gleaner?
Their masks, their little duckbill masks are kind of growing on me. They're so bizarre.
Job it is to travel the world and procure uncommon things for their employers. Erenville specializes in finding animals, I believe.
Forgot about that, if I ever knew.
But aren't you a Shaitana from Shaktural? Why did you cross the salt?
When I was much younger, the thought of leaving Tural never even occurred to me. But then, some years ago, my mentor tasked me with a difficult hunt.
We don't know much about his mentor, do we?
Something I could never find, she said, so long as I clung to the familiar. She suggested that I leave home, leave Tural, and join the Gleaners of Sharlian.
A good mentor.
As one of their number, I could experience the world, immerse myself in myriad cultures and customs, see the many faces of nature. And once I had learned what is truly important, I would find that which I seek.
I'm guessing he hasn't found it yet.
My younger self took those words to heart. And off I went to become a gleaner.
Her words alone moved you to leave behind everything you'd ever known? You must have great respect for your mentor.
As it happens, gleaner work was much to my liking. And I all but forgot why I had pursued it in the first place.
Be a good or bad thing.
Events conspired to put me back on the trail I'd abandoned.
I guess the thing that you were looking for, is that the Golden City? Is that what it's going to end up being? I wonder.
Wait, are you saying you were tasked with finding the City of Gold?
Oh! Yeah, okay, I was a step away from there, but Kryl got to me before I could complete that train of thought.
I was. And though my hunt is now entangled with the right of succession, I mean to see it through.
And I like that he has that independently of
Well,
Wuk Lamat's journey.
I understand completely. We all have our reasons for seeking the Golden City. Which is all the more reason for us to work together.
Just so.
So it's been overnight.
She should have been back by now. What if something's happened to her? We need to tell Tobli and arrange a search party.
You can't do that, you'll screw her chances.
Wait. Do you hear that?
I mean, if she was really in trouble, then that would be worth it, but we're still early in Dawntrail. You can't do that. Riding a happy little alpaca.
They did it.
She sounds so tired. Poor little kitty. And it's not a golden legendary alpaca of yore, but
You're
it's
utterly spent. And small wonder.
it doesn't need to be.
Well done, Third Promise.
The ranch isn't going anywhere. Take a rest in the tent.
I think I will. Thank you all for believing in me.
Hey. What does an alpaca that works with Tobli call its saddle? Ranch dressing. Feel free to unsubscribe, I completely understand. I would deserve it. Mablu, I'm so relieved the third promise came back to us safely. And the alpaca she tamed is a healthy-looking beast. Surely this will be enough to satisfy the feat of gold. It's absolutely going to be enough. Ice blue, raptor blue, Cactuar green. Ice blue sounds cool. No pun intended there. Knowing the Pelupelu. Ooh. Be right back. Sivli Stout Strider has a fate. Mablu, knowing the Pelupelu. Mablu is minded to rush ahead to the village. Wuk Lamat still seems a bit unsteady on her feet. Hardly surprising as she spent the night chasing alpacas. You know what will melt away fatigue like magic, though? Mate tea. I'll run to the ranch and get it prop brewing. That way you can take your time and the tea will be ready when you arrive. Mablu is an all-star. As Mablu so wisely suggested, we shall set a slower pace for our exhausted third promise. Good cat stretch. Oh, that tea is really magical. I feel better already. If you say so. I see you've become more comfortable around our fuzzy friends. Watching this one taught me a lot about alpacas. What grasses and fruits they eat, what sounds they react to, their adorable little quirks. I guess I've grown fond of them. Welcome back, third promise. Accomplished the feat of gold, have you? Yes, there's no mistaking a valley alpaca. I commend you on your success. Well done. Yes, we did it! She's all about the we. Although I couldn't find a shiny one like Zoral Jah did. Look at this majestic, fluffy thing. I'd be surprised if you had. Golden alpacas are born but once every few decades. They're elusive, solitary creatures that are rarely seen, much less captured thanks to their innate physical and magical gifts. Only a single other person is known to have caught one before, that being Galul Jaja himself. Yeah, that's got to be a little bit... I don't know if... I think if I were Wuk Lamat, that would be disheartening to me. Papa was chasing alpacas too? So my grandfather's stories say. It was before the founding of Tuliholal, in a time when the mountain giants and Yokwe held our people... The mountain giants are the Yokwe. Okay. They are the Yokwe. Held our people in thrall. Compelled by their overlords, our forebears would ride their alpaca mounts to the highlands to deliver gifts of food as other tributes. Those were wretched days to hear grandfather tell it. Then along came young Galul Jaja, yet unburdened by the mantle of Dawn Servant. Our people were amazed by this imposing two-headed figure, equal to the Yokwe in stature, and oh, so the Yokwe, the giants are not giant, they're... I mean, I guess they're like the giants that we see enslaved in the mines all the time. That's the kind of giant they are, so not like... I'm thinking, I've been playing Elden Ring recently, and so I'm thinking of like the fire giant, like those giants, but this is not that. Puzzled by this entourage of mismatched companions. Some trembled in fear, believing a new conqueror had come. Yet Galul Jaja showed no such inclinations. He sat and spoke with us, sipping from the cups of mate tea we offered him, and grew somber when he learned of our plight. Is Galul Jaja, like, disappointed in Zoral Jah? I know he's energetic and Zoral Jah has been successful with the Landsguard, but it's just the whole conquest thing seems so foreign to what... Well, I guess we don't... No, I take that back. We don't know enough about Zoral Jah yet. None could have anticipated what their visitor decided to do next. Galul Jaja ascended the cliffs to face the giants and freed the Pelupelu from the Yokwe's subjugation. He then turned an appraising eye upon our riders and proposed we take to the road to peddle our beverages. The suggestion seemed obvious for one who traveled as he did, intent on fostering amity between the clans. So it was that a few words from Galul Jaja transformed us into a clan of itinerant merchants. It wasn't a command, it was just his impact was so strong that you took his words that deeply into your culture. I've never heard the bond Papa forged with the Pelupelu spoken of in that way before. The saga is not so detailed. Then you may not know that Galul Jaja sought a sure-footed guide for his trek up into the highlands. Thus did he capture a golden alpaca. So my brother and my father caught the rarest of creatures, while an ordinary one was the best I could manage. Mablu, the feat required no more than that. The feat required no more than that third promise, and you brought back a perfectly wonderful beast. It's like if you're hiring someone, if you want to try to lower the barriers to entry. This isn't for every job, but for some jobs, if you're hiring someone, you want to lower the barriers to entry. You want to really make the required, like the requirements, what's actually required. And the preferred things have a lot of flexibility because people come at this from very different experiences, very different skill sets. And unless you want a carbon copy of the person that came before you, you want to open it up. And yeah, so I don't think she should be disheartened by capturing this little alpaca. Or this, like, regular alpaca, I should say. Mablu's right. You're a perfectly wonderful beast. If anyone's ordinary, it's me. Give her alpaca snuggles. Do it. Do it now. No, okay. Not only did you accomplish the feat of gold, you also made many trades and brought joy to many people in true Pelupelu fashion. I sorely doubt your sibling could have achieved the same result. That's what I'm saying. You should be proud of the accomplishments which earned you your keystone. Yes. Take the holy gum cube. Die. The die of fate. Five more to go. She's on it. You're well on your way, Third Promise. We'd have been lost without you, Mablu. Thanks to you, I learned so much about the Pelu people and your customs. It might seem obvious, but I've come to realize the importance of properly knowing something. It's because I didn't understand alpacas that I was uncomfortable around them. Mablu, I'm thankful to you as well, Wuk Lamat. You've given me the courage to say what I wasn't sure I could ever say. I'm a peddler. I'm a merchant. I'm leaving the ranch life. Tobli, I want to leave the ranch and become a merchant. I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I've loved every moment caring for the alpacas. But this is something I need to do. I need to walk my own path and make my own trades. I mean, Tobli's probably going to be sad to lose her. For some reason, I forgot that Tobli was her parent, but Tobli's going to be sad to lose her at the very least because she's probably super valuable on the range. As your parent, allow me to say one thing. I've always tried to give my wards lives filled with as much happiness as I could provide. Yet never once have I wanted that to be the only happiness you knew. That's good parenting right there. You have my blessing to walk any path you choose, Mablu. It gladdens me to hear you found a calling you wish to pursue with such passion. You will make an exceptional peddler. I'm sure of it. Tobli is best boy. Or certainly very good boy. Thank you, Tobli. What did I tell you, Mablu? There's one last thing I can help you with, Third Promise. You need to find the Golden City, right? That's the end goal. Then I suggest you talk to the Yokwe. Okay. Are they open to talking, or are they just going to punch her in the face? They ruled over far more than just Urqopacha and the Pelupelu. Kozama-uka, that was the name of the other place, I couldn't remember it. 1,000 years ago, they were the overlords of Yogg-Doral and all its peoples. During that era, the Pelupelu were commanded to search for a city of gold. They scoured every corner of the continent, but never found any trace of that fabled place. But if they didn't find anything, what could the Yogg have to tell us? Kryl. They might not have found it, but the fact that they thought to look for it at all, it makes me curious. Perhaps there's value in delving into how the legend originated? I mean, it seems reasonable. Are they... I don't know what relations are like right now with the Yogg. We lose nothing from asking the question. Besides, if we're determined to follow the path of the saga, we will be visiting the giants eventually. Oh, do they live like in the mountaintops up there? Is that why we're looking up there? Oh, Kryl. I have a question I've been meaning to ask, and since we're finished with the feat, where did you acquire that ear? Mablu? Do you know of Galuf? My earring? Do you recognize it? Yeah, pieces just like it first became fashionable in Yogg-Doral around 20 years ago. Since then, it's become common to wear one as a charm for safe travel. 20 years ago, right about the time my grandfather made his journey. Yet the Dawn Servant implied that the earring was connected to the Golden City in some way. Surely there was more to its significance than simple fashion. Yeah, I don't really have any theories on that just yet. Mablu, if you want to know how it first came to be crafted, I could try to find out. Seeing as it's a regular seller for many merchants, I'm curious to learn about it myself. I would appreciate that very much, thank you. Jumping feet first into the peddler business, eh, Mablu? Yeah! Right then, that's 2 keystones down. Say we head back to Tuliholal and plan our next move. Farewell for now, and thanks for all your help. I will become Dawn Servant, so make sure you set aside your best mezcal for the occasion. Tobli, she has a fearsome opponent in that brother of hers. He even brought a golden alpaca to heal. But you've heard Zoralja's supporters talk. They might see opportunity in his expansionist ambitions, but they find the man himself intimidating. Terrifying, even. Whereas I've grown to love Wuk Lamat. Everyone she meets will come to love her too, and that's why she'll win the throne. Is it that simple? I hope so. You might be right, Mablu. You might be right. Wuk Lamat. It feels good to have the feet of gold safely under our belt, even if my victory pales beside Zoralja and his shiny golden alpaca. I know I shouldn't let it bother me, and gods know you've all been so supportive, but I want to be stronger, wise like my brothers, to be a promise that people respect. Which is not likely if I stand around here carrying on and on about things. Let's move. Back to Shabalyav TA with us. The contest has hardly begun. That's right, we're still early. Plenty of time left. And that's a lot of side quests. We'll deal with that in a little bit. Look at us. The contest has barely begun and we've already have 2 keystones. Surely even my talented brothers aren't doing this well. I guess we've seen each of them get 1 keystone, but we don't... Actually, come to think of it, did Bagul Jaja, or the two-headed one, Bakul Jaja? Did the two-headed one get a keystone in Kozama-uka? I forgot. We can only hope. Alright, that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you next time for the success of others. Bye-bye.